I'm out at a park, at the picnic table. So we will consider this video to be an out and about one. Out and about, eh? And it's amazing what pops into my head when I'm out and about. You know, we are commanded in the Bible to love one another as Christ loved us, and because he gave himself for us. How does that work out for you if you're a Christian, eh? I think that we have this shallow view of the disciples. They were all called of Jesus. Judas, of course, was the traitor. And we think the disciples must have got on tremendously well and were shocked at Judas being the traitor. But you know, I just wonder if it's as simple as that. Because Matthew was a tax collector. Now bear in mind, they're occupied by the Roman Empire. And Matthew, a tax collector, was working for the Romans, collecting taxes for them. And the tax collectors were considered to be collaborators and embezzlers. I don't know if Matthew ever embezzled, but he would certainly be considered, even if he wasn't, a collaborator. And also amongst the disciples was Simon the Zealot. Well, nobody could accuse the Zealots of being collaborators because they were vehemently and vocally dead against the Romans and wanted them out. And wanted, as we would say now, their country back. So Simon the Zealot, to get that name, had to have been someone who campaigned and fought as hard as he could against the Romans. And Christ would have turned that round to say to Simon, you need to use all your zeal, because he was a zealot, remember, all your zeal to love people and reach out to people and to campaign to broadcast the gospel when I'm risen from the dead and ascended to heaven. You, Simon the Zealot, have to use all that you've acquired, all that skill, to fight for my kingdom. Not just against the Romans, fight for my kingdom. And as some Romans come to know me as Lord and Saviour, brilliant, Simon, you've done well. And so somehow Simon the Zealot, when he was still a zealot, had to put up with Matthew the collaborator and tax collector. I wonder if they had some arguments. How comfortable was it around the table? Or the travelling together and the learning at Jesus' feet together and thinking, oh, this guy, he's a collaborator. No, this guy, he's a zealot and he hates me. How do you love people in your church, assuming you're a Christian? And how well do you do it? Because it's not enough to say you do. You've actually got to show it. And it's got to be part of your character. And it's not enough to have the programs running and look down your nose at people. Because somehow you have got to learn to love people. And it's a command. It doesn't depend on your emotions. And as I say, I'm out and about and enjoying a bit of the sun, a bit of the good weather, and who knows, from time to time, I will make an out and about video. Tatty bye! Tatty bye, as Ken Dodd used to say. Tatty bye!